What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station. No more such as your friend at the animation. And today I'm back with you again for another toy review. This is one we haven't done in a while. But this should be a quick video, should be an easy video to make. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Jakks Pacific Sonic the Hedgehog Shadow the Hedgehog. The 2.5 inch, obviously, not the 4 inch. So yeah, I'm going to try to make this one quick. I can't do like comparison time or anything like that because I don't have most of my stuff here. So we'll just go over the box real quick. Basic Sonic logo, basic Sonic render, ring, figure within in a bubble with zip ties. Jakks Pacific logo here, legal stuff here, Sonic there. Then on the back, it says Shadow, Sonic logo. Rain showing the figure within a more artistic light, and then here's a few more you can get. You can get a basic classic Sonic, classic Amy Rose, or Rosie the Rascal, who we already got with the Advent Calendar. Same goes for Buzz Bomber, Beast Shadow, and then the Tails, Spinning Tails. I don't think I'm going to get that one, because one Tails is enough for me. But, yep. So, that's the packaging. Now let's get into the figure. Shall we? Alright, and we have freed the ultimate life form from his prison. Let's talk about him. Yeah, I already love this thing. If you can't already tell, Shadow's my favorite character in all of Sonic, so having this really helps. And for those of you wondering, well, where's a super variant? Where's Super Shadow? I already reviewed him in a double review with Super Sonic, okay? Give me a break. I got this guy specifically because I didn't have a base Shadow, but now I have one Shadow figure, so I'm not a complete waste. I'm kidding, obviously, but yeah, let's talk about it. So as you can see, his details are pretty good. If my freaking camera wants to focus, you can see he's got his red eyes, which is good. He's got the red eyeliner as he should, even though it's a bit more brown here. Sometimes with these check lane figures, the paint's inconsistent, but this one isn't bad. He's got his eyeliner there, which, yeah, there is a little bit of a paint mishap there, but that's okay. It still sells it anyway. Then you have his mouth. Let me move his arm. You have his mouth right there, which does have white paint in it for the teeth. You have his muzzle, which is, I feel like it's supposed to be a darker color, but it's fine. Not a huge deal. Then you have his stripes on his spikes, which are all painted really nicely, actually. It looks really well done. There's one seam line there, but pretty good. A pretty good sculpt. It's very accurate to the character. Then, of course, you have most of his body in black, as it should, because black is his fur. And then you have his chest fur right there. There's a little bit of a weird cut right here, though, which is a bit weird, but it's fine. Not a big deal. Then the rest of his body's pretty much basic black. He does have his back spikes in his tail, or spines, excuse me. And then over here, he does have his gauntlets with his inhibitor rings, and the gauntlets do have the little line painted on there. It's a little hard, there you go. It's a little hard to see, but it's right there. They are there. And as you can see, he is molded with one hand in a fist, and one hand looking like he's going to hold something, possibly a gun. I'm kidding. Before Edgy the Hedgy fans get mad at me. Or saying like, oh, Shadow doesn't deserve to have a gun. Bruh, it's 2023. Grow up. So, then you have his shoes look great. Like, they definitely did a good job nailing his shoes with the design and the color. Looks great. There's a little bit of a paint splotch right there, but it's fine. These are $5 figures, guys. You can only expect so much. And that looks great there, even though the gold is bleeding a little bit into the black and the white, but it's fine. Then you have a serial number on his back of one of his shoes there. And then they did make his air holes for the air shoes. They just didn't make the holes themselves black, which is the one thing that they could have fixed. But, I mean, I'm just glad they even did his shape at all. They could have easily just done like what the plushies of Shadow do sometimes and just remold Sonic's old foot into, Shadows and just have a different design with the same overall aesthetic. But here they really went for that accuracy, and I appreciate that. As a huge Shadow fan, I appreciate that. So, yep, that's aesthetics. He looks really good. There's a few paint errors, but it's not a big deal. So let's just go ahead and move straight to articulation. I'm not even going to do a cut here. I'm just going to do it on camera. So his head can move that far. Actually, let's do it this way. Sorry, I have to use my foot. I don't have a second hand. So his head can move that far that way, though he does have to get that one spike over his arm. And then he can look. His head's a little bit loose, but it's not that bad. And he can look about that far this way. So head's a little limited, but it's because they have to have it so the spike's so low for accuracy. But yeah, I know, Shadow. I don't agree with it either. So then you have his arms. They spin in a perfect 360. They can go up and down, I think. Hold on. I could have swore there was a joint in... Oh, yeah, it's right there. Okay, that joint don't want to work. But yeah, you can swing his arm pretty much 360, forward, outwards, backwards, whatever. I'm pretty sure you can bring it out a little bit, but I don't think mine wants to, and I don't want to break it, so we'll leave it at that. And then moving on to his other arm, it's the same. Go up, go down, go back. You can spin it 360. Does it go outwards? Does it go forward? There's an extra joint in there. Just don't remember what it does exactly. But yeah, there's that. And then for his feet, it's pretty much like you expect from these 2.5-inch figures. They can go about... There you go. There's a little bit of a click in there, which is nice, which means it's going to hold. You can kick about that far forward, which is actually really good range. And then... Oh yeah, he has ratchet joints. You see that? Like... I hear and feel a click whenever I move his legs. That's ratchet joints. That's good. That means he can hold positions better than most of the other characters. And it can go about that far backwards, which is pretty good. And then I'm pretty sure it can swing. Yep, it can swing out this way. Obviously, he doesn't have any ankle articulation, because this is a 2.5-inch figure, not a 4-inch. There's a difference, guys. So, yeah. Articulation's a little bit limited, but it's still pretty good. And, I mean, you're mainly getting this more for aesthetics and to go with Super Shadow. So, yeah, he's still pretty good for a Shadow the Hedgehog figure. He can stand on his own. It just doesn't work on a bed very well. Okay, so we've gone over his articulation. We've gone over his aesthetic. We've gone over his price. We've gone over his paint. Any errors. I guess now what's left is the final verdict. Let's do that. Alright, so what do I think overall of this Shadow? Well, in my opinion, it's a pretty good figure. I can't say it's great because it does have some limitation with the head articulation because of the back spikes, and it does have some pretty big paint errors all throughout, but I mean, outside of that, he still stands pretty good. Even though you do have to play a little bit of a balancing act because his head's one solid piece. But once you get it working, he stands pretty well. He looks pretty great on a shelf, and he's going to look great in a display next to all the other 2.5-inch figures. Not to mention, since they also have a 2.5-inch Rouge, well, you can pose her with him too. Which means, yeah, we just need a 2.5-inch Omega, and then you have a 2.5-inch Team Dark, which is nice, considering I'm one of those people that loves Team Dark. So, yeah, what would I consider a fair final verdict for this guy? It's difficult to say, because I want to give him an 8 because I'm a huge Shadow fan, and I finally have a Shadow figure, which I'm going to be forever grateful for. But it has a couple of issues, so I'm not entirely sure I can give it a 8 or higher on good faith, so... I think the final verdict for the Shadow, base Shadow, is going to be a we're gonna go with a 7. A 7 out of 10. 7 seems fair. I mean, it's not an amazing figure, but he'll get the job done. He is definitely going to be a standout piece in a collection with the Jakks Pacific 2.5-inch figures. And he is a really good figure. I still really like him, and Jakks, again, knocks it out of the park with Sonic almost every time. So, I don't really have a whole lot to complain about with this guy. I just feel like they could have done a bit better, especially because of how much I love the Super Shadow. Like, if you saw my review of that, then you would know I was a huge fan of that Super Shadow. So, I expected a little bit more, but you know what? It's okay. It's still a pretty good figure, and for $5, I mean, I'm just glad to have a Shadow. Because being stuck with just Super Shadow kind of sucks. But no longer is that a problem. So, yeah, it's a pretty good figure. Shadow fans definitely get him if you can. But just be aware he is going for higher prices on the aftermarket. I mean, this guy was priced at 30 freaking bucks on Amazon. So, yeah, that's why I made sure to dig through your Walmart register checkout sections, because they do have a bunch of these guys on the bottom shelf of there next to the Marios. And if you dig hard enough, you should be able to find him. Because that's also how I found Silver. So, yeah. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this review for my 2.5-inch Jakks Pacific Sonic the Hedgehog Shadow the Hedgehog figure. Not an amazing figure, but he's going to get the job done, and he looks really good when you don't look at him too close. So, yep, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the horrible piece of crap that is Bio Broly. So, hope you enjoyed these extra videos. If there's anything else you guys would like to see from me in the future, please let me know, and I'll try to keep an eye out for it. And yeah, guess that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow when we continue the Super Saiyan Timber 2 marathon thing. Anyway, I'm done yapping. I'm Jack Small. This is Animation Station. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Anything you want to say, Shadow, before we go? Damn. Shadow. What? Kid-friendly channel, bro. Deal with it, peasants.